Sorry for the delayed start. We had some minor connection issues, but we're all here. Full grid of 20 drivers and your full complement of commentators here to boot. My name is Dan. I'll be your commentator for this evening. Sat alongside me, my ever dependable partner in crime, it's Matt.
Good evening, mate. Good evening. Yeah, 20 drivers. Very excited.
Yes.
Question is though, can anyone stop Thomas?
Can anyone stop Thomas? Round here, I don't know. We could have some dark horses appear. We'll find out as qualifying goes on. Go on.
Dynamo, I've heard, is once again quite quick round here.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what the man in the Renault can pull out. Who have we got out on track first then? Got a Ferrari out on track. I'm going to put money on it being Thomas. Yes! Always the man out first. Man after my own heart.
Most important pressing question for these guys is it raining again?
Well, we'll soon find out.
They're hating this by now.
There's a couple of messages in the chat saying that I think it's dry, so we'll have to wait and see.
Disappointment. I don't blame him. I would have been fed up by now.
Well, the thing is, Thomas and Co did ask me and said, please can you make sure it's dry? I haven't done that. It's pot luck. But, unfortunately for us anyway, having an interesting race in the wet is not going to happen. Yep, reports from McLaren say dry all the way.
Anyone on the naughty step this week? No, it's fairly quiet.
Yeah. No housekeeping at all, I don't think. The only one to mention was that Charlie had a suspended race sentence, if you like, for a dodgy connection, which by all accounts he has now sorted. So
that's not a good start.
No, Fallen the first man to drop away with a dodgy connection. Hopefully that'll be the only one.
No, Tracer.
He's still in though.
Who we were waiting for at the start.
Yeah. So Thomas then, first man to start his lap. If there are any of the drivers listening who are in the pits, if you can send Fallen another invite to the session, that would be very much appreciated. See if we can get the man back in.
Championship standings.
Thomas then down the back straight. DRS open in mode 5. Normally expect some of them in mode 4 through there. Everybody out on the soft tyre except Faxland at the moment, who's gone out on the mediums. That could be...
And Minerick and Crowan.
Are they out on mediums as well?
Yes, they are.
Yes, I'd bet. And Jay Prentice out on the hards. Maybe going for just some laps there. Okay, we've got our first follow of the evening. Thank you very much. V5 HRL. I'm not going to try and do whatever word you might be trying to spell. Thank you very much for following.
So Thomas is leading the championship, just to give some context for the viewers at home.
Yes, that's Thomas in the Mercedes.
Just 112 points.
Oh, look at that. The chat's popping off. We've got Jordan in the chat. We've got Connell in. Our latest follower V5 is he's saying hello. Nice to have you with us.
Second place is... It's really difficult to look at the spreadsheet. Is Dynamo. Closely followed though by... I want to say Big Slater. It is.
Slater in third, yeah. DNF last week in Canada, so he's got a lot of ground to make up after Thomas got a, is it third straight victory last week?
Yes, it was, and to be honest, I don't really want to call who's fourth place in the championship because it's that close.
Yeah, big Slater though, first blood to the Racing Point, puts it on pole position, half a second ahead of Thomas.
That is a statement.
It certainly is. We've got fruit in the chat. We've got, do you know, we've got so many people.
Not gonna lie, we kind of let ourselves down last night with our pulse on. Again.
Did we? What was it?
Yeah, it was like a 31-4 or something like that. 31-6.
Yeah. I'd never bother looking at the pole time because I know I'm getting nowhere near it.
Gotta aim high, mate. Aim high.
I'll aim high, but I will fall dramatically short. Yeah.
Aim for the 30s.
Aim for the 30s and you get the 31s, yeah. Speaking of which, he was aiming for the 30s there, look, got himself into the 31s.
Now there's going to be some brave statements that have been thrown out tonight. Along with Titchy's one from last night. He said he was going to get pole, and he delivered.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a case of him saying he was going to get pole, it's a case of when, not if, he said.
Yeah. Well, we knew he was going to get it at some, and then I reckon Dan's going to go for the classic P11 slot.
Maybe, yeah.
We discussed this. If we gave points out for getting P11 in the championship, he would get it. He'll be top.
And Wisey Boy bailing out of his lap, I think.
You see it?
Yeah. Lewis has invalidated his. I don't know if he's on an out lap or if he's going to go again. Yep, he's boxed now. Jamie, he's on an in lap.
Ah, the Wizard is on a lap.
Yes, the Wizard is on a lap. Let's jump to the Wizard then, or back to the Wizard. We were watching him a little bit earlier on.
Mark is just in front, but he's not going to benefit from any slipstream.
I want to ride on board with the Wizard through this section. A man renowned for his clean lines and Jenson Button-esque driving style. Not very clean there though, misses the apex. Through
a corner where you can take a variety of lines to things.
It is.
So
No, he won't lose a lot of time. Keeps it very tidily within the white lines there at the penultimate corner. Will push for the line now with his banker. 31.9 for the Wizard, puts himself into P6.
Went to 7th. Very close midfield.
So let's see, Fallen is back in the session and just starting his first flying lap. Let's ride on board through the S's.
Now we saw the pressure tell yesterday in Tier 3 qualifying. Everyone on that final runs pretty much invalidated their laps.
Yeah. Myself included.
Yep, I'm including that one as well.
Yeah, I did that classic thing of making your banker the fastest lap you've got. I suppose I did. I suppose that's why they call it a banker, though.
Yes, exactly. Charlie is just about to finish his lap. He's run out ERS already before the final corner. Sweeps it in. Nice and tidy. 32.3.
32.3 for Charlie. We're on board with Fallen still. As he comes into the final couple of corners, powers out of that banked hairpin there towards Rocco's roundabout. Original COS viewers will understand the reference there to the long right-hander, otherwise known as the Verstopper. But in COS we like to call it Rocco's roundabout. Fallen then through the final corner. For the line, sets a 32.4 for a banker lap. I think he'll be happy.
Similar trend though again, isn't it? That we've seen so far this season. Now we're nearly at the halfway stage. It's got the top 3.
Yeah, and then
expect to be leading, and then it's whoever's
you've got that sort of you've got that sort of second group going from 4th to 10th-ish. You would expect Dracer and maybe Dan to get up in that as well.
Arbar's probably one of those guys that's in the top 4.
Yeah,
people
yeah.
Out for.
On his day, he'll be able to challenge any of those front 3, but yeah, it will be, Jordan. It often is.
Corner cone central.
No, the timer being glitched.
Yes.
Kontatici, it's a good one today. 45 seconds to a minute.
God,
we are behind.
That's quite
ahead even.
Behind. Ahead.
Yeah, I always get it confused.
15 seconds last night.
Yeah, we did quite well last week. Anyway, Dan has just finished his first flying lap, 31.8 for him, and in the battle for pole, Thomas has just replied to Slater's first run, beating him by 0.02 of a second. Let's give our Commander-in-Chief some airtime in his McLaren.
Roz has just gone. Oh, it's just flashed it, so I don't know if that was purple sector 2 outright, but pushing hard.
We'll jump across to him then. Rosa coming through Rocco's roundabout.
Oh, doesn't run it wide. I don't know if that scrubs the speed off through there. Into the blind apex of the last corner.
Yeah. Oh, runs wide, but gets away with it. Cuts 0.2 off his time, jumps back to 4th, tucks in behind his teammate nicely. Jumping over now then to, let's have a look at Jamie in the Alfa Romeo. Runs very wide at the penultimate corner with the IndyCar line and goes straight into the pit lane. Yeah, not surprising there. 32.2 his current best would have put him second to Tichy last night. He will want to improve that, and he is more than capable of doing so.
Mark is the next person on that lap. Everyone else sort of hanging fire. So
yeah, there's
Prentice has just started his as well.
Yep, he is. He's on the softs, so we'll jump across to him because I'm. Oh no, Mark hasn't invalidated. He was just being very careful on the throttle. Yes, Stomp, it is. It is. Now that me and Matt are in it, we agree that Tier 3 is the best tier.
I mean, secretly we kind of agreed that Tier 3 has always been the best. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, before we liked it because we commentated on it. Now we like it because we race in it.
Watched it back last night. Fairly sedate.
Yeah, it wasn't a classic, was it, last night from us?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, it wasn't for me.
Everyone said it was boring. It was alright. Loved it.
So you were sweating. You were in that race.
It's difficult when you have your brother as your race engineer.
Oh, I don't know. You need to ask Neil and Titch about that. They seem to have it done. They seem to have it nailed down. Mark for the line then. 31.2 puts himself into 3rd. Good lap there from the Toro Rosso man, Joe Prentice.
Just his consistency, I think. That's quick.
He is.
Just a bit inconsistent, but I mean, I'm not gonna complain. To him, that's a decent start to his season with us.
Yeah. Tracer then is out on a lap, half a second up currently on his previous best, but there is traffic ahead of him in the shape of Charlie, who dutifully gets out of the way. We've got predictions coming in already. KV says Donamo winning. Tichy's going for Slater to take the top step.
Thomas Thomas is going to get pushed a little bit more this week.
You would hope so.
Tricky.
He's,
tricky conditions last week, wasn't it?
Slater had a bit of a mare in qualifying last. Dracer there, big tank slapper from the back end of that ass. Slater had a bit of a mare in qualifying last week, which put him right down the order, so he was unable to really push Thomas from the start. Donamo kept him honest for most of the race, but
got held up, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
That was the big killing point for him.
Here comes Dracer for the line. 32.2, he improves to P12, but he's not going to be pleased.
Thomas is on a good lap here. Thomas could be sneaking into 4th, maybe 3rd. That is Thomas in the Ferrari.
Let's jump across and have a look. Yep, 2/10 up at the moment. Would put him into 4th place if he can hold the time. It's a little bit wide, gets away with it.
Yep.
Keeps it tidy for the last corner, and it's a 31.3. Gets himself into 4th. Good luck from Thomas. Arbar then in the lead in Williams at the moment. P7 as it stands.
He's going to come across the line, goes right. 35, lost time. Fulton's improved, 4 and a bit temps up. Should sneak him into 31 if he's kept it clean, which he has.
Does.
He got to 7th.
Beats his teammate. We'll see what
Arbar.
Arbar.
That's driving with confidence at the moment.
Certainly is.
The other week.
He did at Silverstone. Arbar then is currently down on his previous time.
He's going to come across some traffic. He's got a Ferrari in front of him there on a lap. No, correction, he's on an out lap, so hopefully Jay Prentice will move out the way at some point. Which he does, and takes out the polystyrene for good measure. Good man.
Arbar then improves by 2/10, gets himself into 5th place. Had a monstrous final sector there.
Charlie improved to 8th. That went unnoticed. Half a second up.
Arbar goes deep at turn 1 to allow Big Slater through. It's a man who is on a run for pole. Let's ride on board. Through the S's, takes it deep there, takes a lot out of the speed of the car. And that's Thomas retiring in the pits. There's no crash on track.
Yep, same as Dracer.
Same as Dracer.
Lewis has racked it. It's already out of ERS with 2 corners to go.
You can see Slater driving into that sun. You think it's bad now? Wait till we get to the final corner. Slater taking us.
Charlie's not on that. Ross is down. Dynamo's invalidated.
Slater a little bit of a squirm there coming into the sector 3. Got Rocco's roundabout to go.
I think he's invalidated that. It's red on my screen.
Slater. I wouldn't be surprised with some of the lines he's been taking. But we'll see. He's going to finish. Indeed he did, yeah. Improved by 4/10, 30.7. So what does Thomas do now? Does he finish or does he bail out? He's going to finish the lap. 30.9 for Thomas. If Slater had just kept that lap clean, he would have beaten him. Mark then.
Oh, Dan was up, bailed in.
Mark at the moment will beat Thomas if it's a clean lap. Thomas's lap was invalidated.
Once we ran the last corner, he was up. He drives to the line. It's a 31.5. A Wisey boy.
Good lap from Wisey boy. Mark then, 1 corner left. No, he's bailed out of the lap. He must have invalidated as well.
Yeah, Roland's up. Powers it to the line. 32.0, and Jay Prentice just sneaks above him.
Yep, 1/100th of a second.
Lewis has bailed out, so that's it.
Good man, Ricky. He's brought a raiding party. That's what we like to see. And he's hosted for us as well. Oh, look at that between Dan and Two Spell.
All I'm going to say is P11 driving God, as Blaze said.
So Thomas takes pole position then with Big Slater in second, Mark in third, Thomas fourth, Arbar in fifth, Don Armo in sixth place. Those will be your contenders for the win, you would assume, unless something unruly happens. It's always possible. Dan Robo in P11, which has become his new customary position. We call Dracer Mr. P5, we might start calling Dan Mr. P11. Setting exactly the same time as the two-spell wizard, but having done it earlier in the session, he gets preference of grid slot, so takes P11. Wisey Boy, really solid session there in this sister racing point into 7th place. Rosa in P8, he would want it to be a little bit higher, but I think he'll be happy with the time. Charlie in 9th, great performance from him. Fixed his connection and found some speed. So you'd like to see. Fallen in P10, the man you would say has the disadvantage right now, being at the back of the group who have to start on those soft tyres.
First couple laps are going to be very interesting on heavy fuel through the S's.
They are
as
indeed.
we found out last night.
Well, I was, yeah,
sketchy.
it is a bit. I was alright for the most part, if I'm honest.
Bad. I expected to be worse.
Yeah.
Wrong about that.
I think Titchy's got the same thought in his head that I have. Dan and Two Spell, of course, having had history at this track. There was an incident where they came together here last season and didn't end well. Both of them ended up retiring, so...
Oh, that's a bit of an understatement, yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
No. And there has been a mooted rivalry between the two ever since.
Rick. Only one penalty point coming your way after 60 seconds.
Right then, so to the grid we go. Want my telemetry, and then we want the tyre choices. There we go. Right. So we have the top 10, of course, starting on the soft tyre, which they qualified on. They have no choice of that. But everyone outside the top 10 has free choice of tyres. So we have Dan, Two Spell and Lewis or Racer on the soft tyre. Jay Prentice goes medium. Profodos or Roland goes soft. Tracer and Jamie go medium. Crowan on the soft tyre. Maneric on the hards. That is a very interesting choice to go on the hard tyre.
Yeah.
Faxland on the mediums brings up the back of the field. So, I mean, from what we saw last night, I think anybody outside the top 10 who has gone on the soft tyre has made the right call.
Yes, because there's a safety car and a VSC.
Yeah. The guys on the mediums, they will make up places. I think that's safe. That's safe to say, but later in the race they're going to have to stop for the soft tyre and it's going to go off just as quickly as it would now. You heard correctly, out there is no rain.
I didn't understand the thought process behind people on the hards last night, if I'm being honest. No,
I didn't. Although I suppose, in Rick's defence, but then again, why would you not go on one of the softer compounds? I was thinking you can go straight to mediums now to the end, but so can everybody on softs. John, thank you very much for following. We hope you enjoy yourselves while you're here. Benji, yes, both Hasses are Danes. So, Tracer and Faxland leapt at the chance of driving Kevin Magnussen's car.
Turn 1 could get a little bit tasty.
It certainly could. But we wait for the cars to line up then. And we are ready to go. 5 red lights. Flip the camera over. Let's check position changes. Wait for the glitch. 2 jump starts. That's one of the Renaults and Fallen in the Williams. Fallen gets the better start though. It takes advantage of his mistake to briefly take the lead and will keep it through turn 1. Thomas holds on to second place.
Squeezy.
His namesake is up to third. He's managed to force his way through the inside of Big Slater. Meanwhile, further down the order, I think it was Rosa with that.
Absolute stinking start. Someone's lost some end plate already.
Yeah, I saw that fly across.
2 and 3 taking to the escape roads. I think some people have had to take avoiding action. Wow, the Toro Rosso nearly hit the Red Bull down the background.
Crowan has disconnected from the session. We've got Arba having a moment. He's down in 19th place, but Mark, the big loser, down in 20th. Down 17 places. Meanwhile, Fallen, he has a drive-through penalty for that jump start, but he leads right now.
I'll tell you what, a lot of people getting massively out of shape.
Slater comes back through on Thomas into the hairpin. Sorry to jump in there.
That's alright, mate. And I'm trying to see where that damage has come from. There's bits of carbon fibre. Roz has left the session. That's not particularly good either. Brian's joined back.
Yeah, and I'm sure Rosa will be able to get back in as well.
And Daxon's round, contact with Jamie. Jamie's got some front wing damage. Will this bring out a VSC?
No. I don't think so. Fallen into the pit lane to serve his drive-through penalty. And the benefit, I suppose, for Rosa is that the AI is now serving his drive-through for him, which gives him more chance to get back in the game and not lose as much time. And we've got Jamie in for a wing change, and he's going to the hard tyre. Mark in as well, and he's going.
That's just a front wing. Sector 1 and 2, we've got Red Bull off. It's Rick. That's because those hards are probably not up to temp yet either. Lost it through the S's on heavy fuel. Did mention that beforehand.
Yep, it's not surprising. Meanwhile, Don Amo, the next man to try and line up Thomas for an overtake. He can see those 2 leaders pulling away ahead of him. He needs to make this work. Thomas goes to the outside. It's last of the late breakers. Don Amo gets there. Can't park it on the apex, but can cover off the switchback. And gets himself up into 3rd place, where he can now chase after the leaders.
I tell you what, I like the position Dan and Lewis have occupied themselves.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice bit of space there. They're both in. Although Dan, he's been overtaken by 2 spell off the start, but he's holding station.
I think got caught up trying to avoid people losing back end because that was a crazy start to the race. Rosa is back, luckily.
He is down in P18 at the moment. I think we're going to have a battle for the lead. Lap 3, the DRS has been enabled. Slater's.
Down the inside.
I'm sticking with the leaders for the time being. Charlie looks like he's defended.
Well.
I just want to stay on board with Slater. He's just got to stay within range of Thomas through this S section, and then the DRS will do its thing down the back straight.
These guys are going to try and stretch these tyres out to lap 7 at least. About 21 laps on the mediums.
That's where you want to take them to, but these guys are going to be fighting. Yeah, if they're going to be fighting at the front, and Slater's going to be coming through here. DRS is open. Mode 4 on the ERS is engaged, but that Mercedes is quick in a straight line.
For Thomas.
Oh, there's contact between the 2.
Yeah, front wing damage. Slater, he did wait for him, he's given the position back.
He has. That's going to be damaging for Slater. They've both lost time. Don Ama's now back in the mix, but Slater's going to be the one who feels the pain there. He didn't quite have the straight line speed to get back at the Mercedes, coming down towards the hairpin.
He's got a little bit of train here. Dan's caught the back. Lewis has now caught the back of them.
Jump back across then. Slater, I think, will be planning on coming in a little bit earlier for his mediums. Undercut is effective on this track.
It's going to be interesting to see how that car handles now through the S section. It's going to feel horrible, but
mediums can make it to the end from here.
how far is it? I'll look to see if it's front wing damage. Indeed it is. Another front wing goes on.
I think we could see Charlie make a move on Wisey Boy down the straight to the hairpin.
Providing a nice little buffer for Slater.
Yeah, he is. There's that lead group of 4 cars at the moment, all within a second of each other.
I think Tracer's getting a little bit stuck behind Jay Prentice in front.
Yeah, but he'll be coming through this time around. Jay Prentice, no DRS. Here comes Charlie.
Paul Thomas for the lead. Maybe not.
Charlie comes through to take 5th place. Slater's got ahead of Thomas. But
Tracer's got ahead of Jay Prentice. That was all expected.
Yeah. Thomas will know though. He'll be informed. We know Fruit's in the chat tonight. He'll know that Slater has wing damage. He'll know that when the pit stops happen, he can get that position back. He doesn't need to make the overtake happen now. All he has to be careful of is a Slater undercut. But with the added time of a wing change, I don't think he's got anything to worry about. Meanwhile, Rosarin getting past Crowan, who's still ghosted. Crowan must have disconnected again, or he can't get back in the car.
Scroll to your driver and say take control, just in case you don't know how to rejoin. Just trying to be helpful.
Yeah. Oh. Roland and
through the S
Jay
section.
Prentice.
Oh, that was naughty.
It was. Go on. Get some good racing out there from the lads. Roland enjoying himself so far, up to P11.
Wizard is pushing that racing point through the corners.
Yeah, he saw Charlie get past last time around. Oh, Wizard's going for it early. He's going for it early on Wisey Boy. He's caught him by surprise. The racing point caught napping. And what this could mean, Two Spell has the DRS. Wisey Boy could lose 2 here. Here comes Dan Robbo. Goes down the inside, double DRS in effect. He's going to squeeze, but Wisey Boy should have the inside for the next corner. Dan's going to have to hang it round. He thinks better of it.
Cut back underneath, Slater's round, Danny, big damage.
Yeah, big damage on that racing point. So he will be boxing now.
I presume that would be with Thomas, but I can't see any damage there. That one's probably going to have to get sent in. Slater's round again, I think.
No, he's just letting slower cars through. He's got no downforce whatsoever. Dan is in as well, anticipating something maybe, or is he just going for the undercut? We'll have to wait and see. Onto the mediums for the Red Bull. And he's away cleanly.
He's going for the undercut. He was getting stuck behind everyone in front. And
yeah.
I'm not surprised. I reckon another one of that group will do exactly the same thing.
Slater has to serve 5 seconds and then get the tyres changed and then put the wing on the car. It's going to be torturous.
That 5 seconds was doing it into the pit lane as well.
Yeah.
The corner cut. Which unfortunately is there for a reason.
Certainly is. Wizard, meanwhile, is the man on the move at the moment. He's looking menacingly at the back of that Toro Rosso. Charlie squeezes though. Well defended there from Charlie. He will have... Oh, but he's left the door open. He's left the door open for the Wizard on the inside, but he's managed to hold it and sling it round the outside.
Don't do that.
But here comes the Wizard.
There we go.
Switch back from Charlie. Great racing from the pair of them.
Hanging around the outside.
Through Rocco's roundabout side by side. The Wizard gets his squeeze on.
car's got past Rosa.
And Thomas, Donamo and his namesake are in the pits, as is the Wizard.
Apart from Charlie, so Charlie's going to lead this race.
He is.
For the first time in Tier 2.
Wisey Boy into second place, Lewis into third, Dracer, the lead medium runner, in fourth place. The man I want to see the position of is Dan. Can he leapfrog the Wizard?
Yes.
Well,
it's going to be very close.
It is going to be close. I think he's going to do it though. You can see the Wizard on the right of the screen just as Dan comes through. He's got the leapfrog, has he? Round the outside of the Wizard. On cold rubber, can't put the hammer down fast enough. That on-track rivalry is still as bright and burning as heavily as it has ever done before.
That was like a slap in the face.
It was. That was a, I'm taking this position.
I don't care.
Yep. I wonder if Dan worked that out and just went for it, or whether it was part of the strategy call. Wisey Boy, meanwhile, has been overtaken by Lewis, and they're still side by side. Dracer closing in on the pair of them. Charlie, meanwhile, nearly 2 seconds clear at the front of the pack.
Wisey Boy just not quick on the softs.
Maybe he's burnt them out.
Oh, I thought Fax was going to run deep there. Donamo's getting held up, needs to go past. I reckon he's going to try it round the outside. Maybe the switch back underneath. Nope. Haas parks it there.
We've got cars coming in. I think all the leaders are in. Charlie's in. Lewis is in. Wisey Boy's in. So Dracer will now lead the race. We've got Roland in as well behind. Jay Prentice up to second place.
Thomas is getting held up by Rick.
Who was Charlie battling with?
Charlie.
It was Wizard and
Dan Robos and Wizards of these worlds.
Dan is through. The Wizard is through, but Charlie comes out just behind them. So I don't think he can complain too much.
No, but I think that's what the other two wanted. I think they knew they were quicker. They just couldn't get past him. They had no grip left on the softs.
Yeah, Big Slater, meanwhile, it's been spoken about in the chat. He went for the soft tyre when he came in for that wing change. Not quite sure why, but
safety car, VFC.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, fresh set of mediums then till the end, can't he?
Rick's I would say he's let Dan through.
I would agree with you there. I think we've got a multi-2-1 at Red Bull.
And he got the DRS out of that as well.
Yeah, so he'll be able to go and hunt down Thomas ahead of him. Meanwhile, Faxland and Donamo are battling for position, and it's the Renault man who comes out on top. But yeah, he's got 0.6 of a second, 0.7 now to try and make up on Thomas ahead of him before the next DRS zone. Otherwise, Faxland will be coming back towards him.
Yeah, where's Faxland going to feed back out? We're a long way away from that. He's got at least another 10 laps on those tyres.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see him go to at least lap 20.
Oh, Thomas taking the IndyCar style line.
Yeah. And Donamo not really making headway to that gap ahead.
I think Rick's going to be in trouble here. I think Tuchel's going to send one down the inside. He's looking.
Oh, Thomas on Faxland went for the dive bomb. We just caught the end of it as I came away there.
Going side by side. Oh,
careful, lads.
Wowzers.
That was a game of you have it, mate. No, you have it. I'm not backing down. No, you have it. No, you have it. That was a now you deadlock, that was. If anyone knows that reference, you'll know why I'm not including the third word in that sentence.
Or many words of
well, yes,
of that sentence.
Of that variety.
I think he's going to have him though this time though. Oh,
yeah.
Someone's run
by
Rick.
Yeah, he's passed Rick before the DRS even opened. He'll try and come back, but the Wizard will be too far ahead. Indeed he is.
The Wizard has been released. Thomas has a net lead of 1.5 seconds.
He does. He has made around a second and a half on Jay Prentice. I'm not sure about the gap to Dracer. I would imagine he's closed that. But not surprisingly in Tier 2, the midfield battle is the one we're all interested in right now.
This happened last week. We got so excited for about 20 laps and then we had to calm down a bit.
Yeah, it was non-stop last week. It's great. To be fair, this week's not too bad either. I think we've got
cars, haven't we?
I think we've got an R-bar lining up a move on Profodes. Not this time, but he might do down the back straight. We'll keep an eye on that.
Oh, Lewis lost out loads of time.
Oh, Faxland! He's gone! Lost it at the top of the hill. That could be the safety car Slater was waiting for. Indeed it is. Full course safety car. Now, what do you do here?
They should make it. Because we had a couple of laps, didn't we, yesterday?
See, this is the one scenario that Dracer and Prentice did not want. This is exactly the wrong time.
They're going to have to go to the hearts.
Yeah.
Which they don't want to do.
Either that or they're going to have to just keep going and then hope either there's another one or...
So this is perfect for the likes of Rick, Slater.
Crowan, yeah.
Crowan can get rid of those as well.
Brings them back into the race. Mark gets himself a fresh set as well, having been a long way down. He'll now get himself back into the race.
Both these boys pit from the lead. Now, is someone going to pit? Sounds silly, but go on another fresh set of mediums?
It'd be interesting. I would, if I was in their position.
You know what? Charlie is as well.
Charlie's going for it, yeah.
Arbar's obviously coming in and doing the same thing. Wisey Boy's doing the same. Slater's going to do the same.
Oh no, Charlie's gone for hards.
No!
No! The mediums will make it.
The tyre.
Arbar, mediums. Wisey Boy, mediums. Racing Point stacking their drivers. But Slater now on some mediums. He'll go to the end. Crowan's in.
Jamie didn't pit. Brave. Very brave from Jamie.
Well, he can go at the end, to be fair to him. He might as well go for track position.
I think that's why Rick stayed out as well, to be fair.
Yeah, and then if there's another one later on, they might be able to go to the softs. You never know.
In all fairness, Trace has only come out 7th. He's leapfrogged a lot of people.
Yeah, he has. It's a shame about the tyre choice.
But we noticed yesterday the hards. Oh, they've had a severe collision.
Yeah. Ricky's made an interesting point in the chat. He says if he was Dracer, he'd re-pit now, put a new set of mediums on, and then go to the end. And if I'm honest, I would be in a similar position thinking about it if I'd done that.
If I was Charlie, I'd drop back to
yeah.
I would do it there.
I think it's Charlie.
I think for Drace is too high up though, isn't he? Surely. If something happens out in front of him, he can gain 1 or 2 positions.
Yeah, but the hards are just awful.
Yeah, I know, but the mediums are going to drop off with 2 or 3 laps to go. If he's going to be able to stay with them, he's going to be able to attack then. And it's literally 2 seconds of that easily.
Yeah,
maybe more.
It's a gamble though. Let's be honest, there is a lot of time that Crowan and Mark have to make up to catch the back of the queue, so we could see the safety car out for another lap or maybe 2 yet. And that's all going to play into the hands of the medium runners.
I think Jay Prentice and Lewis had a tap, so
yeah,
no damage.
Okay.
And no one's come in.
So we'd like to see. Now, they should all stay out. Now, the only man who probably could have got away with it was either Dresser or Prentice. They were the only ones who could have come in there. Or Rick. Those 3. Charlie, I I don't know why he went to hards. I'm assuming that...
I'm going to have a quick look.
I'm assuming he's gone... He's either gone for the softer allocation and didn't have another set of mediums, or Jeff's told him to go to hards. But...
Well, the reason... Rick didn't stop, and he hasn't stopped yet either.
The only reason I can think for Rick not stopping is that he doesn't think mediums will go to the end.
But we saw yesterday they do. Look, with lap 12 of 28, there's like 16. There'll be 16 laps left.
Yeah.
After they will make it comfortably.
Yeah, they will. They'll easily do 20.
Away until 20 laps.
Yeah.
I just don't. I would like to try and understand why he's not done it, but I can't.
You never know, it might come back to be a masterstroke. We'll have to wait and see. Yep. Safety car is in this lap.
Oh, Lewis, that's a silly one.
Oh dear. So Thomas is leading the field now. He will back them up, allow the safety car to escape, and once it enters the pit lane, he is free to accelerate away.
Now, would he take inspiration from where I did it yesterday, or would he go sooner, or would he go later?
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Safety car is just coming past the DRS detection point.
So slow, safety car. I reckon he goes just before the second to last.
He's gone.
Yes. Did think he would.
Just after Rocco's roundabout, gets his line right, and Don Amo's had another shocker of a restart. This is deja vu. And the Ferrari of Thomas is now right under the rear wing of that Renault, but the drive isn't great.
Right.
A lot of guys cutting that final corner.
Yeah, we've all made it safely through.
Let's see how the S's go first. And I want to watch his two-spell in the McLaren, hunting down his nemesis, Dan Robbo. The podium is on for those two. Definitely so.
3 seconds.
And we all know the Wizard's ability with penalties and not getting them.
It's got a warning though.
Oh.
It's got a warning.
He did say, as Fallen's just got 2 penalties in the space of a lap. Yeah, the Wizard did say this week that he wasn't confident he could keep it completely clean. He's already got himself a warning, so no Golden Wizard award for the Wizard. But and Arbar and Wisey Boy side by side down the back straight.
That's
no
DRS as well, not enabled yet. Oh, there's a Haas locking up. Rick goes, has to run deep, sticks it up the inside.
Try to say, even on the hard tyres, the fresher rubber pays dividends. And Lewis is going to be opportunistic, sneak it down the inside.
Like it.
Rick tried to cover him off, but got forced off the circuit for his troubles. Fairly, I might add. Elbows out from Lewis, but not in an aggressive way. Meanwhile, at the front, I don't know if Don Amo's tyres were cold or...
He's struggling, isn't he? He's not... Thomas is bolted.
He has. 1.7 the gap now to the leader. Thomas is burning through a significant amount of ERS energy though to make that gap.
I'll tell you what, Dan and Neil are going to do exactly the same thing. They've got Tracer, who is behind on the hard tyres, and they're probably thinking he can act as a nice little buffer.
Yeah.
So we could see a top 5 very soon.
Start to pull away, and I think the man at the moment who is really causing the issues is Don Amo. Not someone you'd usually expect to be slow, but doesn't seem to have the pace at the moment.
Gonna have to wait another lap for the old DRS. Oh, Charlie's round at the back. He must have had contact with someone.
Yeah, either that, maybe just clip the grass coming over the top of the hill. It's always a possibility.
He was quite far down, quite close to the hairpin. Wise boy going down the inside. Arbar, who's going to probably send up the inside.
Indeed he does, side by side from those two, but they're still going for it. Wisey boy. leans on that Williams and takes the position back. Slater now the next man to have a go at the Williams of Arbat.
Quite fortunate that back end seemed to snap on the racing point there. Could have ended quite nicely.
And do you remember saying that Joyce was going to act as the buffer? He's closing in.
Well, it keeps fluctuating. It's 1.2 seconds. And that's because Dan and Neil can't get past Thomas. Thomas is...
Wisey boy going around the outside of Jamie at turn 1.
3 wide. Oh, that was always going to end in tears. 3 to 1 does not go.
We've got Fallen Rick and the Wisey boys made it. Wisey boys made the most of that. He's got ahead of all of them.
It was Fallen Rick and Rowan. That was never going to end well. I don't think they all realised there was 3 cars in that accident. I
mean, they all seem to have got away with it, relatively speaking, yeah. Just spins, not much damage involved. Rosa and Mark going side by side down towards the hairpin. The back straight ahead of them. And Rick getting mugged there by Slater and Jamie. But that's DRS to come back. Oh, we could have another pile up here. A lot of people moving around trying to find some space.
Slater's got past. Wisey boy and Roland side by side.
Wisey boy, the man on a mission right now. Right under. Oh, and Prentice goes wide.
Arbar's going to try to go around the outside on the inside for Rocco's roundabout. Oh, contact between Arbar and Roland.
And how have all those cars got away with that? They just sort of parted like the Red Sea, those two.
You know what, Charlie's weaved past them as well as they tried to rejoin. That was oh, new underwear please for P12 down.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back at the front in their fairly sedate race, Arbar coming in for no doubt a wing change, and
Wisey boy's gone past Jay Prentice again. Rick's past Mark just about before the S's.
Meanwhile, Dan's fallen away from Thomas in 3rd place, allowing the Wizard what will probably be a free run for an overtake.
I'm just looking at it. Guys, you've got another 30 laps. Don't try and kill each other just yet. Still a long way to go.
Or do, it looks great.
Yeah, but either way, just make sure you get there at the
Make
end.
your choice and stick with it.
I mean, what it's done means there's a nice top 7 that's emerged from all this.
Yeah, it has. Mark going past Maneri.
Or not. I thought Rick was going to really fight that for a second.
I didn't realise he'd gone past that early, if I'm honest. Donamo stabilised the gap. I don't know if that's Thomas not pulling away or Donamo picking up the pace, but Ferrari Thomas is dropping away in 3rd place, but he's still making a gap to Dan in 4th.
Apparently Wizards is on course to 3rd place at the moment.
Yeah, he is. Maneric pits.
Oh, Racer and Tracer. Racer's got past.
Yep. Softer compound tyres.
Dan's got himself 6 seconds. Just dropping, but he'd be okay. Wizards still not able to get past.
Not quite.
Let's have a quick look at the pit. Oh, the Wizard is on 2 orders.
Maneric's gone to mediums at this stage of the race. You would... Why? Go to softs. You can make it from here if you look after them.
Ferrari Thomas is in also a bit of trouble in terms of the penalties as well. You've got the same number as Dan.
Yeah, I don't like to be that guy, but that's not unexpected for Thomas, really.
Lewis has got 3. Geracer's okay. So a lot of them quite close to a penalty, so still a long way to go. That will probably change. There you go, Charlie's just picked up one. So I told you it was going to change.
Yeah.
I would probably agree, Robert.
Yeah. I would as well. Let's see then if the Wizard can finally retake that position that he lost in the pit stops.
And Slater's gone past Wisey Boy, and that is a multi-2-1 if I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
Chrome's gone past Jamie.
Again, probably a multi-2-1 with Jamie being on the hard tyres.
Wisey Boy's 3 seconds, so that's going to put him very close to being out of the points.
Well, hopefully him and Slater can work together and pull themselves forward. 4.7 the gap.
Should I mention it again, Jordan? Should I? Wizard could pick up another warning. Because apparently last time I mentioned it, he then got a second warning.
Well, he could get a podium if he stays clean.
Yeah, you know.
Well, actually, speaking of people that about the commentary curse, Lewis managed to curse me last night.
Yes, I heard about this.
Yeah, he says, "Oh, I'm amazed there's none of them left." Yes, so I will be having meetings with Lewis this week to tell him to not look, talk, think about me, do anything to do with me when it comes to Tier 3 next week.
Fair enough.
I have no doubt he will do anyway.
Yep.
He will pay no attention to me whatsoever.
Mott managed to get himself a move via Jay Prentice down the back straight.
Yep, he has got himself into the points then for now. Dracer lining a move up on Lewis. Two spell holding station.
Yeah, third, fourth and fifth lapping about the same ish. Lewis about the same. Dracer. This is Slater's trying to close in now. This is all about damage penetration.
The thing is, this is the sort of period when the hard tyres will start to match the mediums. They won't necessarily be quicker, but they will certainly be around the same pace.
2 laps to go, they'll start to overtake.
Yeah. Dracer having a look there on Lewis, but not quite close enough to make the move.
Well, this is what I said earlier. If Dracer can stay with someone on the mediums,
Here comes Crowan.
he can set himself up really well for the last few laps.
Yeah, he can, and at the minute he's looking good. He's clean in terms of penalties.
At the moment he's got a nice little buffer behind him. Slater's closing it, but he's got to make those inroads now rather than 3 or 4 laps time.
Yeah. Two Spells still unable to find his way past Dan, and
you don't think he'll be sitting there, would you?
I don't think he is. He's still burning through his battery.
I mean, they're both about the same, and they're both using it at the same time, which is very interesting.
Yeah. What's Don Amo's penalty situation? And Thomas at the front.
Thomas is squeaky clean. Don Amo's also squeaky clean.
Fair enough.
So it's Thomas, Dan, the Wizard is close, Lewis has got a few penalties, Drace has not got any at the moment. Now I've said that, he'll probably pick up one. Oh, just a forward. Oh.
Yeah, and Jamie as well got one in there. Oh, fallen. Speak of the devil on Jamie. We could see a move here. Bit of a DRS train building.
Crone could get one done here, maybe on the Ferrari.
Goes to the outside. It's going to be late on the brakes if he does.
Yeah, Prentice was squeezing him.
Yeah.
Just thought he was still there. He's still coming. Good battle for this for P11 down to 16. Oh, Jamie lost the back end, fallen nearly had the front wing chopped off.
Crowan starting to get a little bit frustrated behind this Ferrari, but he's not quite got the pace to get ahead. He might have now though, if he has a good drive. He's going to try it into turn one. Let's see if he can pull it off. Not quite close enough.
Fallen has got past Jamie on the exit of turn one. With medium tyres providing more grip than Jamie's 19 lap old hards. I'm not surprised.
Meanwhile, I think the Wizard might have a problem. He's just lost nearly 0.6 of a second to Dan ahead of him. He is now outside of DRS range, and Lewis is in.
Joyce is there. Oh, Jay Prentice is out. Oh, yep. Big crash.
Top of the hill, he's gone.
That could be a safety car.
It is indeed. Now. This pulls everything back into question. Who stops? Who doesn't?
Calling it. Softs. Sprint finish to the end. Everyone.
It will be, yeah. Anyone who decides to stop, it will be a sprint finish. But the thing is now, the big winners are going to be those whose teammate are either out or nowhere near them.
So let's have a look at it. So
oh, Dan's got a drive through for speeding. He's done what I did yesterday.
Grrr.
Thomas is in. Donamo is in. Ferrari Thomas stays out.
Dan comes in. The Wizard's in. Lewis is in. Right, who's going to get held here?
Got a lot of guys serving 5-second penalties.
Yeah, which is good for Lewis because he had 5 seconds, so he's going to get rid of that.
Now he's being held.
He's got held though. Who stayed out? Mark stayed out, so he's got himself back into a good position. Crowan stayed out. Ross has stayed out.
And Slater stayed out, crucially. Look at that, he's got himself back into second place. You might have mentioned that, did you?
Don't you worry, no I didn't.
Oh, I was gonna say, I didn't want to do a Jordan.
I'm waiting for the comment now.
Oh.
Oi!
He's in the chat as well. Oh, according to Pure Blaze, there's a bit of controversy over that drive-through penalty.
Well, I hope not, because we had a safety car glitch, didn't we, a couple of seasons ago back in Mexico, and it got very messy trying to work out those results.
Yeah, Alps made a good point. Thomas in the Ferrari does have a buffer now in the form of Slater.
Right.
But I don't know how. I mean, penalty-wise, I think that's what will eventually knacker him.
Yes.
But he might be able to get it done on track. Afterwards, not sure.
Will Thomas finish above Slater on track? I don't think so.
I'll be honest. I think
4 laps tyre life is quite a significant difference.
Yeah.
On the flip side, safety car stayed out again, so
we'll have 5 laps.
Yeah, rather than 6.
Got people asking in the chat how many pens Slater has, if any.
I don't think Slater has got any. Last time I checked, he looked okay. He had a 5-second time penalty which he served, and he's got 2 warnings, so no penalties. Slater.
Okay.
Same for Thomas. Sorry, Mercedes Thomas, Ferrari Thomas. So confused.
Yeah.
He's only got 1 penalty to be fair to him.
Has he?
Yes, but he's very close to pick up a second.
Fair enough. 55 viewers then. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We hope you're going to enjoy yourselves with this final 5 laps of racing.
A 5-lap of sprint race coming in.
Yep. If you have enjoyed the stream and you are still enjoying the stream and you are new around here, make sure you hit that follow button. We'd be very happy to have you on board with us as an active member of our community. If you want to support us, you can do so. You can either subscribe to us on Twitch if you're feeling very generous, or if you're feeling unbelievably generous but still want something in return, you can head over to our store. That's contestofspeed.live/merch, and you can pick yourself up some Contest of Speed merchandise. Safety car in this lap then. Thomas bunching the field up there a lot. He's going to go early then, that would indicate. Giving himself a lot of room to go with.
Pretty much at a standstill.
Okay, the safety car is now in the pit lane. He can go when he's ready. He's holding him back. He's gone.
Gone again. Where Thomas went.
Speaking of Thomas in the Mercedes, Slater caught napping a little bit, and I don't know if that's the tyres talking, but the Mercedes is right underneath the gearbox of that racing point.
There's a move already happened.
Yeah.
Rosa is...
That's Dan and Rosa.
So Dan overtook Rosa into the last corner, and I think it's told him to give the position back, which is put him under pressure from
the Wizard, who's got through. Wisey Boy and Charlie fighting for position as well.
I wondered why they were all going very slowly when that happened.
Yeah.
Jamie has got past Fallen in the S section, and I think Charlie's going to try and fight it back here.
Down towards the hairpin. He's going to be too far back to make the move. But let's jump up to the front then.
Here we go. It's the battle. What we thought it would be. Dan.
Yeah.
Wizard and Trace is there as well. It's going to be 3 wide going down to the hairpin. Hairpin. Left-hander.
And Dan's going to hold it for the time being. Drace has managed to get himself up ahead of the Wizard. Lewis is there as well, battling for position. He tucks in behind. Great stuff at the moment. Battle at the front. Thomas still holding station. Meanwhile, Mercedes Thomas under pressure from Don Amos managed to get himself ahead of Mark during all that foray. Holds position for now.
For position and the lead if... No, what about? Shut up. Slater's got the net lead.
And Don Amos going for it. He's got the drive here. Up the inside of Thomas into turn 1. So it's the Renault man now on the move.
Dan's past Rosa. Rick picks up another penalty. That's at least 12-15.
I'm staying on board with Donamo at the moment. He's just set the fastest first sector of anybody. He's the man on the move. Slater is his next target. This would be for the win as it stands.
Jamie's got past Wiseable in the S section. Unbelievable stuff.
Donamo's going for it again. Into the hairpin. He's going to have the drive out. Surely he does.
Tracer and Ross are going to have a slipstream battle. Here we go. Drag battle down to the braking zone.
Slater's fighting back, but Donamo hangs it round. Takes the place. Clips the back of Thomas ahead, but no damage done there.
The Wizard's got a penalty. No. Oh, he's going side by side with Dre. Oh, Lewis goes with a double move. What a move from Lewis.
You'll have to put that in awesome cost footage later on because I just missed it. I just missed it. I'm so sorry, Lewis. I was watching the leaders.
That was unbelievable.
And Dan's into the pits.
Yeah, he's got to serve it, hasn't he?
Of course,
Even
yeah.
if it's controversial or not.
It's drive through.
And past Thomas. Oh, Thomas squeezes him onto the outside. Rick's retired.
In the pits with 3 to go, and I'm not sure why. He might as well finish, you never know. Donamo, though, with DRS enabled, will surely get this move done now and take the lead. It's a question of whether Slater can follow him through or whether he can minimise the damage done. Same for Thomas. It's all going to pieces for Thomas in P4.
Everyone else is in DRS all the way down to P15.
Here we go then, on board with Donamo. That wing opens. Look at the overspeed.
Charlie's got a better run. Arbar's there as well. It's going to be 3 wide as they come down to...
And Thomas looking for a move on Slater as well for 3rd. And he gets that done.
Arbar's going to not send it and then kind of send it. Charlie with great drive around the outside. Arbar's got damage to the right hand side of that wing. Charlie's trying to force his way through.
Can't quite make the move at the moment. He's going to try and cut back underneath Arbar. Indeed he is. A little bit too much pace there.
Thomas has picked up another penalty. That's really going to cost him. It's going to put him down at least possibly to 6th or 7th. Jamie's got 1 as well.
Charlie's made it through past Arbar through Rocco's roundabout. Meanwhile, Thomas gets past his namesake at turn 1 to take 2nd place, and now he can go hunting after Arbar.
Ross is looking for the cutback. Oh, Wiseboy just has it there. Slater's picked up 3 seconds. That is crucial.
That's going to cost him big. It's going to cost him a lot of places. That could put Mark on the podium.
Scrolling through really quickly just to check.
Well, let's see. Anybody in a position to make a move? Crowan could be. He's under pressure from 2 spell though.
Thomas is weaving about trying to break it. Slater goes to the outside. He's going to get squeezed out to dry.
2 spell late on the brakes, makes the move on Crowan for P8. Slater's...
5th and 6th is the battle.
Oh, we've got a Williams off at the back. That's Arbar around.
Yep. Oh, Slater then sends it back up the inside again.
But Thomas holds it through Rocco's roundabout. The 2 leaders are long gone now.
Oh, Whitey boy around the outside of Rocco's roundabout. Mark and Dracer, this is the battle for what will be the podium.
Both clean, yeah, so far?
They have both got less penalties than the guys in front. Donamo's seemingly broken away. This is his for the taking.
It is at the moment. Thomas, though, will not give up without a fight. Neither will his namesake in the Ferrari.
Surely this time for Slater, surely.
And he's got it. The Irishman takes 3rd place, but for how long? Thomas, meanwhile, is in DRS range of Donamo for the lead. He's going to have 1 chance at this. He's given it absolutely everything. He's led from the start. He pitted under that 2nd safety car.
Mark's got a penalty. Joyce has got one as well. It's still even.
It's still on. The battle's still on. Meanwhile, Thomas...
Oh, no, it's not. Slater's going to have it. Slater will have it because they've all got 3 seconds.
This could all still change. Thomas, though, he's in DRS. Will he be close enough? I don't think he will. He'll give it everything it's got.
Thomas is going to look for the outside. Slater defends roughly to the middle. Thomas is still going to try and hang it. He's got to be careful. Mark's going to try and take advantage.
We've got Lewis running wide there in a battle with the 2 spell wizard. Lewis picking up another penalty. They're just enjoying themselves out there. Mark, meanwhile, elbows out.
Oh, contact! Dracer's off. Dracer's down into 9th.
Dracer's taking the hit there, and Thomas clips that Mark round the Rocco's roundabout, and he's gone. Wizard takes avoiding action.
Crazy.
We've got an alpha off into the wall, I think. Yep, that's Crowan.
Charlie sends it down the inside for Rosa. This could be the last point Crowan's retired. It seems.
Let's see how we go. Donamo gets the win though. Thomas in second, Slater third, Mark fourth.
Step at the moment.
Oh yeah, fastest lap. Yep, is for Thomas, and there's only Dan who can stop him.
He's up massively to ruin the party.
What can he do? Pushes for the line. He can take it.
There you go.
He takes it on the line to deny Thomas that extra point. What a fantastic end to that race.
Crazy.
Absolutely crazy. But it's Switzerland that triumphs over Holland tonight in Austin, with Donamo taking the win. Thomas will settle for second, but will feel aggrieved. And Slater, capping off a wonderful fight back after first lap trouble, takes third. These three are your championship contenders. Enjoy the fighting while it lasts. Well, no, we certainly will. So there we have it. Thomas did pick up that penalty at the end, of course, which denies him the Wizard Award. Donamo gets his.
Rosa's got one as well.
Yep, Rosa has one as well.
Renault.
Renault boys keeping themselves out of trouble. Thomas, after that spin at Rocker's Roundabout, fighting with Mark for 4th place, drops out of the points to 11th, having led for that crucial period. DNFs tonight are Crowan, Manieric, Jay Prentice and Faxland. Dan Robbo rounds off the field after that poorly timed drive-through. Some controversy surrounding it. Okay then, everybody, if you can put your votes for driver of the day into the chat for me, please. We will jump across, and we don't have a Mercedes on the pedestal tonight. We've got a Renault. While that's loading in, I'm just going to tweak my audio. Yep, we shall get our podium finishes in.
Was it Harmer?
No, it was.
Oopsie. I've done an oopsie. Sorry, Harmer. Because I can't find big slate. It's just in me.
So we'll all just take a minute to cool off after that frantic finish.
Yeah, tell me about it.
But there we go. Let's start off. Hey, that's a gifted sub now.
Yeah, I have to.
Alright then. So while we're waiting for Slater, then we'll go in reverse order then. Let's start off with the race winner. Donamo, what's it like to be back up on the top step?
Yeah, it feels insanely awesome. I was behind Thomas for the whole race trying to catch him, but he was just matching my timer a bit quicker sometimes. And then yeah, in the end I was so happy to get a safety car and have the chance again to fight for the win.
I was going to say, you were the man on the move at the end there, after the restart, and managed to get yourself ahead of everybody.
Yeah, I was like, if Thomas gets past them before I can, there's no way I'm gonna catch him back again. So I was super aggressive.
Yeah, it paid off. Race victory. I'm trying to go through the votes for driver of the day because it's between you and Mark at the moment. We'll see what everybody says. I think it's just you.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Thank you. Oh, that's awesome.
Please. Well, nicely done, mate. Hopefully we'll see you up again soon. We'll have a shufty along then to... Let's go P2 then next. Thomas.
Yeah. I'm so disappointed. Should have been the victory today, but yeah, safety car screwed me over big time actually. So yeah, disappointed, but nothing to do.
Well, it's about time we got someone else on the top step though in this tier.
Yeah, I get that one, but oh man, it's so frustrating to lead almost the whole way around, and then
Yeah.
with the safety car coming out, it's just and I knew as soon as Dynamo got past Thomas, I knew it was over already because he put away enough to not being able to catch back again. So yeah, as soon as he got past Thomas, I knew it was over.
Yeah. One more lap, I think you might have had a sniff of a move down the straight, but just not quite.
Yeah, I was closing in, but it's just I had to push on the last lap. Picked up 3 seconds as well in the process to give it my all, and yeah, I just let nothing left at the end. So.
Yeah, I know the feeling, and it's not a nice one.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, Silverstone did the same to me. But
Yeah, in last week I was Jeff for Thomas when it happened to him in Tier 1.
yeah,
Now it happens to me, so yeah, shout out to him by the way for it.
Yeah, he was,
Again, 'cause when the safety car came out, I just didn't know what to do, whether to stay on the mediums or go on to softs. Made a good call in the end, but yeah,
Yeah.
race went a little bit different than I hoped.
well, if nothing else, it's definitely one to watch back for the neutral among us. I'm sure Noah will be watching it back as well.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna watch it back. Or fair enough.
Nice job in P2, man. Sorry it couldn't be anything better for you, but
Yeah,
that's how it goes.
You did me a favor by keeping it dry, so.
Shush, Thomas. We don't make that public knowledge, man. You didn't keep up your end of the bargain anyway. There was no rain yesterday.
Yeah, true. It's working.
Yeah. All right then. Moving on to P3 then. Slater.
How's things?
Not so bad, thank you. You must be, after how the race went, you must be quite pleased with third. But from where you started, probably would have been better off one of the top 2
Higher
steps.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, would have. Yeah, I think I had the pace probably to win today, but just a mistake on my behalf, and I lost it. And then I think I lost it at the curb there and go around, and then I was like, oh, I'm so lucky to be still in the race as well. And then when I went in, then they gave me a 5-second time penalty because I clipped the corner, and then at the pit first I went softs on, and I was like, oh my god, this has gone worse, even worse. And then the safety car came out and saved me.
Yeah, staying out of course got you back up there, and then you were able to hold off those behind you and push on for Thomas. But was there any point when you stayed? Did you have any doubt when you stayed out as to whether it was the right move?
Yeah, I think it was. Could have been in trouble back there behind. I thought it'd be safer. I knew I'd get a podium anyway from it.
Fair play. So he's so much more knowledgeable than our lot down in tier 3, because I just said, sod it, I'm going in. You're like, oh, yeah, if I stay out then I'll get this there, and then yeah, they all work out. You've got your strategies planned. That's what we love to see. But great job on the fight, Batman. It's a really well deserved
cheers,
P3.
man. Thanks. And congrats to Dynamo and Thomas.
Thank you
Thanks,
very
mate.
much.
Congratulations on the comeback. Really well driven.
Cheers.
Awesome
Thanks, Thomas.
comeback.
Cheers, Dynamo.
Alright then, I think that's where we'll wrap up the stream for tonight. Thank you all very much for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed the stream. If you have, make sure you hit the follow button on Twitch, and if you're watching this back later on Facebook, we're not on Facebook, I don't think, on YouTube, I should say, make sure you hit subscribe on there as well, and stay up to date with everything at Contest of Speed. Follow us on the socials, and if you're feeling generous, you can buy some of our merch at contestofspeed.live/merch. You can tune in to watch some more racing every week on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. Hopefully Friday as well soon. That's a watch this space moment.
Sunday.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Thomas. You see? This is why I need... Matt, you need to take notes, please.
I'm fine. I'll pick you up enough times as it is.
Sunday we have a one-off special event. We will be hosting a race on Project Cars 2. We'll be doing an Indy 500. I'm not sure who's commentating on that, Thomas. Is it Connell?
It will probably be different people.
Yeah.
Because it's quite a long race, so just stay tuned. We will inform everyone by Twitter. So
Yeah. Great stuff. So head over to Twitter, hit us a follow. That's at cos_F1. And we'll keep you up to date. Thank you all again very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Good night.